Hi, everyone. I'm Dr. Judy Ann Calloway, and I am the Associate Dean for Admissions and Outreach here at the Long School of Medicine. And I want to gather together some short videos for you. We want a very transparent process for you. We realize that this whole admissions process is very produces a lot of anxiety, and we want to try to mitigate that the best we can. So I'm going to get a series of things together for you so you have some other information. So today I'd like to talk about our process a little bit, and I'll start with where the cycle starts. You can open up your application in May and get that together. We start looking for screening purposes in June sometimes, and we look at a complete application and an MCAT score to be able to invite people for interviews. The letters of recommendation are not necessary, and other components are not necessary for an invite. So when your application arrives on campus, you'll get a confirmation email from our system. And then once the application is received, that you are in one status, and that is under review. Under review, we will continue screening through January until the last interview space is filled. And so all applicants remain in a status that we call under review that whole time. So watch for that confirmation email. We receive lots of requests to know your status, and so we don't make a final decision as every application is reviewed. We continue to review applications really over and over again as the applicant pool gets new applications and it grows. We're looking at everybody, which means we're looking at people over and over again. And so it's not chronological. There are some things on Student Doctor Network that say I submitted or I got an invite, and then everybody asks, when did you submit? So it's really not a chronological thing. So you could be transmitted and we receive it in June, and you're invited anywhere along in the cycle, even into January. So we are going to interview from August through January 2023. Okay. We also do look at new MCATs along the way. So if you are doing yours later or retaking it, we will see that. We look for that specifically. We know sometimes you need a little more time to repeat that, or things happen and it's not the score that you like. So the last MCAT date is in September. And since we interview into January, that's plenty of time for us to find those new MCATs in October and do screening for those applicants again. So once you're invited for interview, we will look for a few other things. The Casper and the SOVI standardized one-way video interview, those are required this year, but only once you're invited for interview. So I'd like to tell you a little bit more about each one. Let's start with the Casper. I think you know a bit about this. It's a form of situational judgment test, just like an MMI, the new AAMC preview. So you're given a situation and asked to make some judgments about what would be the best solution to this problem. These things are used to assess your personal attributes. If you look at our other channel, the Club Pre-Med, if you look up Long School of Medicine Club Pre-Med, then you will find a video about interviewing, and I talk much more about the Casper, what it means, what that experience is like for you, and what we see in the Casper. So for our school in committee, we use that Casper score in an impressionistic way. And really, in so many cases, it works to the applicant's benefit. Altus now does report, some of you know this already, they report back to you a quartile score, or what quartile you're in rather. And I do get questions every now and then. Sometimes people say, it just wasn't my best job. I didn't take it really seriously, didn't know what it was about and just took it. So I'm in a lower quartile and I'm panicking about that. So don't panic. That Casper score is one of many, many things. We will find other areas that your personal attributes shine. So don't worry too much. It's just one of many criteria. Okay. Halfway through the cycle, about halfway through, because so many people, even though we haven't invited them yet, so many people have taken it for other schools and, to be ready and everything. Halfway through, we will look at the Casper scores that show up for us, and we will pull out people who haven't been invited yet because of the outstanding Casper score. So we use it in that way too. Now about the SOVI, it is a standardized one-way video interview, and we find it of great benefit when our committee members are looking at you, our applicant guests, and talking about all the wonderful things that you do. So you'll get a link. We use an outside company called Spark Hire, and you'll get 2 standardized questions. It's a little bit different. The questions are not secret. One is about a healthcare experience, or a healthcare issue that is important to you. And the other question says, what is something that you're very proud of, an accomplishment that you're very proud of? We love that question. I love that question because on that one, everybody just starts to beam while you tell us the wonderful outstanding thing that you've accomplished. It's so many, and there's such a variety of answers and things. It is an opportunity, we don't need you to think on your feet and give us a fast answer. You have time to go into the Spark Hire site and look at our instructions, look at their introductions and guidelines, and you can review the questions. You can click around and see what else you need to know, and then you can come back at a time when you're really ready to sit down and give us a little bit of a personal but professional presentation about those things that are meaningful to you. Okay, you have 2 minutes because we had to limit something, but you can take a million tries. The number of tries are unlimited for each thing, and so we just want to see you in action. The use of video interviews for Long School of Medicine arose because every single committee day, for so many people, our committee members would say, oh my gosh, I wish you all could have gotten to know this applicant like I did. And so it's a way for us to get our eyes on you and see you speak a bit about things that are meaningful to you. It always works in the applicant's benefit. So we decided to require it this year. It should not be, I know the whole process is anxiety producing, but really try to have fun with it, because that's what we're doing. This whole interview day thing should be fun. We're going to talk about that in the next video. Let me see. Oh, so you're going to take the Casper through a thing called Altus Suites. That's the company that puts these things together. They have 3 things in their suite. They have the Casper, very widely used. They have their own version of a video interview. It's a little restrictive for us with time limits and one take or some things like that. So we don't use that video module that they have, that video tool. But we are collecting, like so many medical schools across the country, we are collecting pilot data on the Duet. So that's an optional thing in the suite. It doesn't take very long. It's optional. It is a mission matching tool that lots of people are piloting. Some people do have it being used now for admissions decisions. We are not using it in any admissions decisions yet for this cycle, for this whole cycle. We'll then have 2 years worth of data. It's really kind of interesting, and it's a tool where they might give back to you information on teaching and learning, mission and culture in a school, and program features, and they do some mission matching. You might get a report soon that lets you know, gee, it looks like you really like a collaborative curriculum, a collaborative environment, or you like you have highly rated approachability of faculty. So when you go to interview days at various schools, you're going to look for those things that turned up in this tool for you. It's very, I think it might be beneficial on both sides. Again, this would be, we're not using it now at all, but I can see a future where we're looking for some people who fit our mission. But that would never be a deal breaker. Just like the Casper, just like any one item of hundreds that we look at in this interview evaluation process, there's not any one thing that is going to make or break a deal. So a few more things about our process. We receive about 6,000 applications a year. We will still continue to do about 1,100 interviews for our upcoming class in 2023. A little bit of good news, the class is growing. So we have 230 right now, new students who just entered and completed their first week of classes. And next year we'll have 240 in the class. You know that there's a pre-match period from October to January. We're a bit light in the pre-match offer period. We rely heavily on the match, which is the TMDSAS match. I'm going to talk more. There'll be a video with more detail about that. But remember, it is not over on that first Friday in March. I get so many emails that say, Dr. Kellaway, I'm so disappointed and I didn't match. Can you help me with the reapplication? What do I do? It is not over. We have all of March, April, May to sort out, movement happens in the wait pool period, lots of movement for all schools. So it's not over. So just wait for the next step, which is that wait pool turnover piece. There are lots of great resources on the TMDSAS website about match. It works like the National Residency Matching Program when you're a senior student. It's a great way to sort through the many applications we have, the many applicants we have in Texas. Our school, Long School of Medicine, does accept letters of interest and update letters. And once you are invited, we do accept them via email. But once you're invited, that's the preferred way. And we get a little ping that an interviewed applicant has uploaded something, so we can pay attention to that. So I'm going to say bye now. I hope that was short and sweet. I'll try to watch for things in the chat and answer questions. Our Long SOM at uthscsa.edu is our admissions email that you can send us questions. Watch for more short videos on a variety of topics. Let me know if there's something that you want to see. Okay. All right. Take care. Good luck. Stay positive about it. You're going to do great. We can't wait to see you in the wonderful path you've created for yourself on your way to becoming a wonderful physician. So good luck. Bye. See you at the next one.